to our channel, Opinion Loading. If you are new and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so now and click the notification bell so you would not miss another episode. I'm here with my lovely co-host Amanda, and today we are going to talk about the list. As a very single woman, I've been told that I'm picky and I am blocking my blessings and all those lovely stuff because I, at my age, haven't settled down in marriage to anybody. And it kind of annoys me because I'm wondering if having a list of, and the list to me is a list of standards that you set for yourself, because you don't just want to get into something that in the end you would not be happy with, right? So we are here to talk about, and might just be we single women who hitting 40, over 40, who have not met anybody and have not settled. Are we being picky, or are we just sticking to our standards?
I think the thing with the list, right? It's so yes, I do believe the list is a list of standards, right?
Right.
Or expectations, or however. But there are some women that are unrealistic with their list.
I agree.
So I think that's why from the time someone says they have a list, it's like a list. You know?
But you do we agree that there must be a list of things that you would be looking for in a potential mate? So why then is there a negative connotation when it comes to a list? And men have a list, albeit the list might not be as long as a woman's list, but men have a list too. They have a list of things that they would be looking for in their potential spouse.
Right, so I was saying, like, the majority, I believe, the majority of women who have a list, I believe most of that list is unrealistic, or in terms of not just specifically what is on the list, but the amount of things that are on the list. It's like you're really not going to find one man with all these things unless his name is Jesus Christ. So it has its pros and its cons having a list. And when you were speaking, right, about having standards or whatnot, it brought me back to our conversation on
don't tell me about who bring out what to the table, because that is let me not go back there. That's two different things. We're not going back there because it's two different things.
No, we're not going back there. But remember, I was saying that I believe that when somebody say what do you bring to the table, it speaks to your expectations, right?
That is not what you
I'm
back here again.
No, we are not back here.
Okay.
But I'm just referencing what I said previously, right? Because this conversation brought up that conversation.
That thought in your mind?
Yes.
I don't. Okay, so I see, and even with the list, Amanda, and I've been and sit down on a date and be like, all right, so you're checking off the items one time on the list. Typically, a good woman or a good man will give a person the opportunity to reveal things about themselves as time progresses, right? Because you could learn something about somebody on first encounter because they said the first impression is always a lasting impression, right?
Yeah.
And then thereafter, it's a choice to give that person, if they gave a very poor impression in the first instance, to give that person another opportunity upon opportunity upon opportunity to redeem themselves from the first poor impression. So as time goes along, you would be looking at the person's personality, their character traits, etc., and then checking things from on your list.
Yeah.
I think it's unrealistic too that a woman or a man expects that 100% of their list they will find it in one person. That's impossible to do because nobody is perfect. No human being is perfect. So I'm agreeing with you on the fact that if that is your stance, then best you just commit your life to Jesus and the end, right?
Right.
But you should cover a majority of the list. You shouldn't find yourself settling for the majority of the list not being met and the minority is met. So let's say you have a list of 10 items and the person only needs 4, then you're going to be settling, and in the end you're going to be unhappy. That's what I think.
Okay. So then if you are saying, right, that yes, the person who has a list should understand that one person is not going to meet all of these criteria.
Right.
Then what really is the point of the list?
It's a
starting point.
Yes, and it's a accountability to self. It's choices. So I always say, right, that I want a tall, dark dude, right?
Tall, dark dude, say that.
Tall, dark dude, right?
Yeah.
But I've always also said that if that is not what God wants for me, and He wants somebody that is 5'3.5" like me, then okay, because there are certain things on your list that I think would be, I want to use the word shallow or superficial. So there are qualities on the list that would be superficial that could be compromised on, and then there are certain things on your list that can't be compromised on. And it brings back that conversation on before you say I do and what are the traits that you're looking for. That's what I think the list would be encompassing.
So
the traits that you're looking for in a potential spouse. So you must have a list. You must have a go-to something of standards that you hope to meet in your potential spouse.
I agree. There are certain things that you would want for yourself, you know. Okay, so if you meet someone, right, and out of the 10 they only check 4, but you really dig in this person because there are some things that he has that isn't on your list.
So you need to give more of an example, because as I said, there are certain things that are compromisable, right? So that's the shallow, superficial traits that you're looking for.
So
like,
then what is the point of the superficial things being on the list?
Because we all are attracted to superficial things, Amanda. A look, a build, something. We are all attracted. Our eyes are there to see. So we would be attracted to, this fella have abs, if you're into that. And this girl have a real big butt, if he's into that. Or, she has nice boobs.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a superficial part of the list that you can't help because of hormones in us, right? And what we envision for a partner, like how you see yourself standing up next to somebody, what you envision them to look like, right? So that's the superficial aspect of the list. But then you have the character traits that you can't compromise on, and those are the traits that I would focus on more on the list. So if, let's say the list overall is 15 and 5 of them are shallow traits and 10 of them are the things that I'm looking for in a spouse,
the non-compromisable.
non-compromisable things that I'm looking for in a spouse, and you come in with 4, I don't know if I could accept 4.
4 out of the 10.
4 out of the 10. Because
So
trust
what-
and
so
believe
what-
you're not
what if-
you're meet.
So what if you need the 5? What if you need the 5 superficial ones?
No, because
And
those those traits are not compromisable traits.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So if you have superficial things on your list and you know to yourself you have superficial things on your list, then what is the point of having it on your list? Then
Because
just
I'm just
I
explaining.
know, but to me it just
But you can't.
you're wasting space on the paper.
It's not even a real paper,
I
though.
know.
It's a mental
you
thing.
Get figurative,
Right.
You speak it figuratively,
Right.
but as I'm saying, like, what? Okay, so you know there are these superficial things that you look for that you may not get out of the individual that you're looking for.
But you hope
So
to
then
get it.
just
But you will
then
still
just
always
focus on the non-compromisable
But
ones.
okay, I'm not saying that you wouldn't focus on the non-compromisable ones, but I'm saying also that you hope that out of these superficial things, you at least get one.
Okay.
Because I mean, if it is okay, let's use attraction, right? If it is this person has 4 out of the 10 non-compromisable traits, and you have to be attracted to the person as one, and he's not attractive to you. That failure thing, Amanda. That's failure thing, because then I can't see myself, envision myself spending time with you.
But is it? But sometimes, like, by the time you get to know somebody, like, because you know
I did
them,
that already, you know. I did that.
Their physical ends
Yeah.
up
Being
being
attracted. Yeah, I know. I've done that
So-
already. And that's failure thing.
Really?
And then when I look back, when I reflect on my life and my choices, I see, Caroline really let this person that you were unattracted to in the first place break your heart like that. It has hit the regret is hit different.
But you eventually got attracted to them, and
The regret hits different when when you knew from jump you wasn't really feeling this person in the first place, and then you gave the person a chance because he was a little bit funny. You give them a chance, and then you spend time, and then that's time you can't get back.
well, in all fairness, you chose to
I
be
know, I understand. That's what I'm saying. After, in retrospect, when you look back on life, the regret, it's different. You're strong in the night and you're looking up at the ceiling and saying, why did I do this, Lord?
So essentially, everybody have certain things that they look for. Oh, so I have a question. So, like, what is considered too long of a list?
I don't know. I don't think my list all that long. And I think as you get older in life too, your list kind of
Get shorter.
and the superficial things that you had on the list before kind of dwindle away.
Okay.
So you're now looking for somebody that you feel that you can be compatible with in terms of spirituality, in terms of financial. So you start looking maturely at the things that you had on the list before and crossing all the shepherdness. So as you progress in life, you wouldn't be looking at things the same way. I for sure don't. But you also have to come good, because I know that I'm a no nonsense person. I can't tolerate certain things. As I keep telling my friends recently, there's a synapse and my brain has not functioning very well, and when stupidness happens, it triggers it. So you have to approach things in a right manner.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I understand why persons have a list. I understand that the list would be a list of standards or expectations or whatnot. And honestly, for me, is neither here nor there, because at the end of the day, whatever is on that list, it's really up to you if you would pursue the relationship with the individual if they meet those things on that list or not. So
in your
it's
head,
like,
am I being picky?
Well,
Given some of the stories that I will not share, but given some of the stories that I have shared, am I being picky, or do I have too high of standards that nobody could reach to that level?
No, knowing you and knowing some of the things that are on your list, no, I do not think you are picky, right? Like you said, based on some of the stories you have shared with me, I wouldn't have given them the time of day either, right? So I think that has to do with the persons you end up attracting, no.
Wait.
Because like they really they're not meeting up to the expectations. Maybe after find a different circle.
Or how about just be contented in my singleness and just...
Oh no! Well, of course,
no.
yeah. That's obviously that's a solution. That has to be your personal decision.
I think that is.
But if we are speaking about you looking for a significant other, or you looking for a spouse, maybe you should look somewhere else. Yeah.
I don't know where else to look. YouTube and Facebook and Instagram family. You all have anybody that you're willing to just throw out there? Because apparently I have to expand my circle. Then by all means, guys. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of hearing that issue. Particularly because I know it's because of my age that persons feel like, alright, Caroline, it's time for you to settle down and find somebody, and everybody acting like it's leprechauns and rainbows and gumdrops out there. It's difficult.
But that though, I don't think it's anybody's place to tell somebody it's time to settle down. Like, especially if they have settled down, well, good for you, fam. But I don't think it's anybody's place to tell somebody it's time to settle down. Because at the end of the day, you have to answer for yourself when God calls on you. So,
and I will not lose my Jesus getting married. I do not have any intentions to get into a marriage to end up in divorce. So I am very, very careful with who I intermingle with.
Right.
And I think that's very important. So yeah.
So let's hear from you guys. Do you all have a list, or if you are willing to share, what are some of the things that are on your list? What you thought about the conversation? Comments. Let us know. Is having a list means that you're being picky, or you have standards, or too high of a standard? So let's hear from you. We are waiting. Alright guys, so remember, like this video. If you know that someone else could benefit from it, go ahead and share it. Alright guys, so we'll be back next week with another opinion. Bye.